let's sort of wrap up. I've got to say, one thing which did surprise me and disappoint me a touch was basically the quality of the asset that they put out for the reveal of
Mm,
this monumental piece of hardware. 1080p video, a mixture of 30 FPS and 60 FPS components. It wasn't particularly great, was it, from a production perspective? Um, but I guess it did the it did the job, right? Millions of views. People seem to be excited about it. Any final thoughts from you there, John?
oh man, there's just well, first of all, one of the big exciting things for me, it's not announced, nobody knows anything, but I'm anticipating is a new game from Shinen, the
Of
small indie
course, yeah.
developer in Munich. They traditionally love to arrive on new Nintendo platforms with something, and they've clearly been cooking quietly for a while. Their last game, The Punch Win, as it was called, was awesome, but they did the Tourist, they did Fast RMX on there. So what could we get on the Switch too? That's actually one of the things I'm most excited to find out. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for the hardware, and I'm also now very curious about when it's going to release, given that they announced a direct date at the very end, coming April 2nd, which was so much later than we expected that we were like, wait, is the date format reversed? Is it actually February
Yes.
4th? Because it seemed like, wait, they're doing April, but they're doing April as we know, and so what does that mean for the release? Is this going to be a fall console now? Or are they going to be able to quickly spin it out for summer? I don't know.
Well, they've got events happening in April, May, and June, depending on
Right.
where you are located geographically on in the globe. So one might assume that the machine probably won't be released until June at the earliest.
Exactly. So it's really, would they do a straight summer release? I mean, there's just a lot of questions there that I still have, and but I'm excited. We've been waiting for this for a while. I guess the last question I have is, what are the leakers gonna do? Like this Switch Pro, Switch Two,
Continue to
like
leak.
it's literally been for them like a lifestyle for the last like 6 years, and now
Right.
suddenly it's over. Like it's the release. Like I guess they got to start getting ready for Switch Three, Switch Pro Two.
Well, there's always the old faithfuls like extra GPU in the power brick and or the
Ah,
dock.
yes.
You know, there's a lot.
Which
There's a lot going on there.
we didn't even talk about the dock, by the way. And I like the new shape.
Yeah.
It's cool. But I noticed when they showed it playing Mario Kart, they had a single, very thin cable running to the TV. So they kind of conspicuously hid the power adapter there. So,
Any final thoughts from you, Oliver?
No, I mean, this was not really the reveal that I expected, to be honest with you. I was hoping for something a little bit more full fledged in the style, possibly, of that original Switch trailer, although I totally take on board the point that they don't need to sell that concept as much. Just showing us some CG renders just feels like this is kind of a little cheap. And also at this point, you can have that console out in public and people can use it. You can film it because it's basically all been leaked already anyway. So no risk of your advertising possibly leaking it. But I think personally, if I had to put money on it, I think they'll probably release in June or July. That'd be my expectation. Just looking at the schedule of these events and the schedule of their direct, I'd suspect that would probably be the case. I'm hoping that we hear more from third parties, though, in the interim, because now they actually can announce their games, presumably. Although some of them, I imagine, will be waiting for that April showcase, but I'd hope that we're going to see some material, possibly, or at least some announcements from third-party developers as to what titles they might be bringing on board to Switch 2. But yeah, I'm super
Mhm.
excited for it. I hope it launches sooner rather than later here. And I'm certainly looking forward, hopefully, to a pretty busy summer looking at Switch 2 software.
Absolutely. I guess one more point. This reveal was somewhat different to the Switch 1 reveal, not just in terms of content, but also in terms of supporting material. Obviously, back in the day, there was a statement from NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, saying, hey, we're now collaborating with Nintendo.
ah,
This is like a really big collaboration that's going to last years, and
and it
there's
did.
nothing from NVIDIA this time around. Quite amused by the press kit that was sent out to journalists, which was password protected, and you get into this zip file, and it's it's two JPEGs. which was awesome.
Yes.
So, they're certainly holding their cards to their chest there, I think.
That they are.
It's fair to say. And basically left us hungry for more, which I guess is fair enough, right?